The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for serious athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights Whenever, Wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
Hubbard, father of Holy Innocents guard forward senior Kayla Hubbard, UGA commit, by the way. Congratulations on that. How you doing, Chad?
Doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good, man. So this is going to kick off the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic. We got a full slate, 6 games lined up today. Holy Innocents off to a 7-1 start overall, 2-0 in the region. The only loss coming to Buford well over a month ago. Tell me a little bit about how this season's going for you and Kayla.
Well, we're pretty young. Have 2 seniors on the group, They've been 4-year seniors, been playing for 4 years. We got Kennedy Soto as well. They got a lot on their shoulders. We had 6 ninth graders coming in. So the team is really young, but Kayla and Kennedy are doing a very good job of leading the way. Being Kayla, primarily do a lot of the ball handling and playmaking. She have a lot on her shoulders, but she's been doing a good job so far.
Kayla's the leading scorer for Holy Innocents this season. She's shooting at over 25 points per game. You were telling me earlier?
Yes.
That's a pretty good number. And leading this team, I would say that she's doing Holy Innocents ranked number 5 in the state.
Yes.
So, that's pretty good. How important do you think showcase tournaments like this are for her future? You said she's already a UGA commit. Was she watched, or was she, was she watched by any UGA personnel or coaches at tournaments like this, you think?
Yes, this is a great platform for girls basketball. This complements travel ball as well. Showcase is very important, so the most talented kid get an opportunity to be showcased in good matchup games with other elite players. Man, this is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Growing the game of basketball for girls is very important. I know they have a lot of showcases on the boys' side, but this is a very good platform to complement travel ball, because on the travel ball circuit, coaches come out and expose events and watch the kids, but during the high school season, coaches want to come out again and see them match up, because certain kids might not get a chance to match up in the spring and summer, but sometime, depending on the high school coach, they'll match those kids up during the high school season. So the showcase is a very good platform.
So tell me what else you got going on, Coach, before we get to our players of the game. You've got a charity function going on pretty soon.
Yes, I just lost a good friend of mine, Kirk Pointer. I'm doing a scholarship fund in his name. It's April the 6th through the 8th. I'm trying to raise $10,000 so I can give 10 kids $1,000 to go towards their college when they get an opportunity to go to school. I really need everybody's support. I want to thank Marcus for giving me this moment to share that with everybody.
So where can we find more information on this? You have a website? Or
Yeah, I have a Hoop for Hearts Twitter page. I have a Hoop for Hearts Facebook page.
Okay.
You can look at Team Elite for that Coach Hubbard on Twitter. I have a lot of information on social media. You can find it.
All right, so now let's get into the Players of the Watch, presented by Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, Attorneys at Law, one call. That's all. So outside of Kayla, who are the primary shot makers and defenders on this Holy Innocents team, and who's going to lead them to victory today?
You got Jillian Hollingshead. She's a freshman, 6'3", young kid. She's a player to watch.
Okay.
Keep your eyes on her. We got Kennedy Soto. She do a little bit of everything, scores, rebound, big-time defender. We got Rachel Soto, the other sister. She's a freshman, just came in. She does a good job, too. She defends, rebound, and scores as well.
Okay. And on the other side of the ball for Columbia High School, coached by Eric Bell, you're going to want to keep your eye on Chantrice Austin. She's a guard, putting up over 21 points per game, 7.3 rebounds per game. And Diamond Bunkley, the forward, putting up 6 points a game, over 7 rebounds per game as well. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to be back with our keys to the game and our predictions for this first game of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic. This is SUV TV.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
Welcome back to Game Day Live. My name is Bo Johnson, presented by CBA Sports, part of SUV TV's coverage of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic. So I'm joined here by Chad Hubbard, father of Holy Innocents guard Kayla Hubbard. Give me some keys to the game. What are these girls going to have to do to ensure a victory today and go to 8-1 on the season?
I think ball pressure, just looking at Columbia doing the warm-ups, they didn't look like they have a pretty good ball handler. So I think ball pressure, rebounding, getting out of transition, getting easy buckets. That should help them win the win.
There you have it. So this is our predictions part of the segment, Coach. And I don't know that I have to really get too far into this, but I assume you're predicting a Holy Innocents win.
Oh, yes, sir.
There you go. I am too. We're going to take one more short break. We're going to get inside for tip-off fans. We're getting started right now. This is the first game of the inaugural Naismith Hawks Basketball Classic presented by SUV TV. Good.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 2 of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic here at Norcross High School. We are live inside the House of Blue. I'm Matt Mahoney alongside the Atlanta Dream head coach, Nikki Collin. Nikki, I don't know if anybody's officially welcomed you to Atlanta, but just hired in October. Welcome to the great city of Atlanta.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Today we've got a great contest to start things off here between Columbia High School and Holy Innocents. Coach, on paper this game looks extremely lopsided, but you know, a part of that AAU circuit of all of these classic tournaments, it depends on whether they got up after the alarm clock went off or not.
Yeah, and this is an early start. I know we started a clinic at 8:30 this morning, but there's no doubt that sometimes teams can be a little rusty in the morning.
And again, on paper, it seems lopsided. Columbia is going to wear the home white uniforms, trimmed in blue with a 4-8 record, head coached by Eric Bell, part of that 5A Region 5 right here in Atlanta, which they will have their hands full this morning versus Holy Innocents. They come into the contest with a remarkable 7-1 record. They're the 5th-ranked team in that single-A classification, and they are led by a star-studded lineup, most notably number 12 in Kayla Hubbard, who is the 14th-ranked player in the state of Georgia at the wing position.
Yeah, and really special. A Georgia signee, left-handed, inside-outside player, playing the point guard position for Holy Innocents this year.
So we're moments away here from tip-off to get day 2 underway here. Stepping inside the center circle will be Hawkshead for Holy Innocents, and it'll be number 13 in Bunkley for Columbia. Tip 1 by Holy Innocents. Left wing three-pointer let fly, just misses the mark by Kayla Hubbard. So fresh out of the gate, she gets the first shot of the contest.
And I think that's an area she's really been working on, to be a consistent three-point threat out there.
Point guard, Chantrice Austin for the Eagles, running a point, ball down on a low block for Bunkley, puts it up, no good, gets the offensive rebound back, puts it up, and it is good, and Eagles get an early 2-0 start as they have awoken with the alarm clock. Ball on a low block, put up, no bucket, but the whistle comes for Jillian Hollingshead, 6'3" forward, who's going to have a lot of touches here on the interior for the Bears.
Good job by Holy Innocents of getting the ball out of the net and moving the ball down the floor quickly after that made basket by Columbia.
Free throw rattles home, and the Bears have not hit the snooze button. Attempt 2, No good. And we get a lane violation going against Columbia. So a second effort for Hollingshead.
Wow.
Oh, no lane violation. We got a foul.
Foul on the box out. Too aggressive on the box out. You don't see that every day.
You don't see that most days either. Ball on the floor here for Kennedy Shuttle. Dribble into the perimeter. Kick out, no good. Ball rattling around the paint. Scooped up by Michaela Spivey. She's tied up inside her own area. And the alternate possession arrow will go to Columbia.
It's never fun to get trapped by sisters.
That is true. Kennedy Shuttle and Rachel Shuttle, the two guards for Holy Innocents. And here's the ball pressure they talked about in the pregame. A little 2-2-1 action. Just trying to dictate pace and tempo, and that's what they're looking for. A trap right as they cross the midcourt. Ball into the hand of a non-point guard. And Streeter, she stepped on the inline, and that's what you're trying to do when you create that pressure.
Yeah, creating turnovers. Live ball turnovers, always better, but you're going to take any turnover to turn it into offense at the other end.
We played 60 seconds. We've got 3 points. Bears with the basketball. They get it across the timeline. Kicked out. To Shuttle. Shuttle drives into the right side, puts it up and good. That's going to be Rachel, wearing number 3, 5'10", and just her sophomore season. More pressure coming from the Bears. Bounce pass far side. Handled by Spivey. Spivey into the corner. Trap throws it back up top. Austin. Off to the right side. Gets a call from the head coach, Eric Bell, on the sidelines. Trying to take her man off the dribble, and Kennedy Shuttle. Now back up top to Kemp. Kemp bounce pass, had it thrown away. Out on the perimeter is Hubbard. Hubbard all the way in, left hand good. Bears take their first lead of the contest at now 5-2. Columbia trying to find somebody to handle the ball and beat the press. They get it in across the half court to Kemp. Kemp then turns it back over. Here comes the Bears racing the other way. And we go reverse skate back in the other direction. Right side, Austin all the way to the rim. High off the glass and gets it to go. Second field goal of the day for the Bears. Excuse me, for the Eagles. Bears 1-point lead with the leather. Right elbow, Shuttle, right through.
Kennedy Shuttle, a Penn, UPenn signee. Penn picked to win the Ivy League this year. Really talented squad.
Not only do you have to be athletic to get into those Ivy League schools, you got to be smart too as well.
Very smart.
Smart with the basketball there as Kennedy Shuttle drives in, no bucket, but she'll get the foul and go to the stripe for 2. Shuttle part of this very veteran senior class for Nicole Dixon. They came up 1 game short of the state championship last year, lost to rival Wesleyan, 59-50. And Coach, you know, that is a coach's dream to have that motivation and have a lot of veteran returning, not just veteran players, but skilled players coming back for Holy Innocents this year.
Well, I think it's what gets you up in the morning and makes you work that much harder each day, knowing that you are that close to a championship, wanting to get back, wanting to go out on top with these seniors that are going to go on and play college basketball.
Lady Bears off to a good start this season, 7-1 on the year, and they've got a 9-4 lead here early in the first quarter. Ball up the press, all the way in, left side, little jump hook, no good. Offensive rebound, comes back and puts it up and good for the Georgia commit and Kayla Hubbard. Hubbard again, wearing number 12 in that crimson red jersey, is spotlighted by a lot of folks. Now a steal by Kennedy Shuttles. She puts it in and good, and a timeout comes from Eric Bell. 4:44 remaining in this first period, and a slow start for Holy Innocents, now out to a pretty commanding 13-4 lead.
Well, and when you press and you create turnovers, you get 2 easy layups in a row. You're gonna get your momentum going in the direction you want.
Again, Lady Bears from a year ago fell short in the state championship to their rival Wesleyan, 59-50, and it has motivated this group to a 7-1 start. And how about this, Coach? Holy Innocents' lone loss is to the dominant program in Buford up the road here, who yesterday received their first loss to a Collins Hill group that just spits out college recruits all day long.
Yeah, when you talk about Collins Hill, you're not going to not start with Maya Moore, arguably the best player in the world. So always good basketball here in the Atlanta area.
We're sitting here inside Norcross High School. Matt Mahoney alongside Nikki Collin, the new head coach of the Atlanta Dream. Coach, you've been on the job for only a couple of months now. You probably know who the players are. I don't know how many of you you've met, but what do you know about this Dream team and this organization? What are you looking forward to in this first year?
Well, I'm really excited about my roster, who's returning, who's under contract. Free agency starts in January. We can start signing contracts in February, so just kind of adding to it. But definitely gotten to know the players that are under contract. Coaching in this league for the last 2 years, I'm well aware of the talent that's on this squad, the Angel McCautreys and Tiffany Hayes, the growth of Elizabeth Williams over the last 2 years. Just a lot of players to talk about on this roster. Brittany Sykes was all rookie team, arguably could have been Rookie of the Year. With a little quicker start, was definitely the best rookie in the league the last 3 months of the season. So, a lot of good pieces. Definitely have to find a way to mesh them together, be consistent, be a little more disciplined, but really like where we're headed.
The Atlanta Dream as well as the Atlanta Hawks, part of this Hawks-Naismith inaugural classic in the 2017 season, is just stepping out of bounds on the hustle play as Logan Jackson. But what a phenomenal event this is. You just came over from the Junior Hawks Clinic to here. They've got basketball hoops and things for kids to do. The Hawks marketing team is here. There's all sorts of alumni too as well. Talk about what it means for your organization to be involved in the community, as this event is basically a celebration of basketball here in Atlanta.
Absolutely. Unbelievable outreach for us to be involved in this event. And really just keep spreading our message about where we want to go and drive young people to our games, connect high school, college, and the pro game, because there is so much talent. This is a basketball city, and great that the Hawks were able to put this on, that the Atlanta Tip-Off Club is involved. Just so many good things about this tournament and what it means to this city.
Spivey far side, down low on a block. To the forward and Bunkley. She's fouled on the play and she'll go to the line for two as Columbia after that timeout trying to slow things down and take care of the basketball just a little bit here in this opening frame.
And they got the ball over the top of the traps that time. All of a sudden you get to numbers. If you get over the top of the pressure and the press, you can get to numbers. Got the ball inside to a mismatch there late.
It's great to be here for this event, as 32 teams are going to participate in this 3-day event that covers 16 games. And I think the best thing that I found was 25 of the 32 teams not only local but ranked in their state ranking. So not only is this just local basketball, this is high-quality local basketball in Atlanta too as well.
And it's keeping these teams home around the Christmas time. They're not having to necessarily travel out of state and be away. So another positive about this tournament, keeping these really good Atlanta teams home right before the holidays.
Coach, a thing or two in your career, being in the college ranks, traveling during basketball season around the holidays. How many Christmases have you done in a hotel?
Oh, man. Not actually in a hotel. It tends to be always how many days do we get for Christmas? It's play that last game on December 22nd, leave on the 23rd, got to be back on the 26th. So as everybody's enjoying time with their families at Christmas, you're packing up and heading back to practice and go on your next road trip, or host two at home after the holidays before conference play starts typically. So yeah, I've always said that the beauty of the WNBA for me as a parent, as a coach, is that I have now Thanksgiving, I have spring break, I have Christmas, and I can be with my family. So definitely an advantage to be a pro coach for that reason alone.
Burst of holiday spirit there for Santrice Austin. Gets a bucket and deflects a pass. Now hustling on the defensive side, gets on the floor, comes up with a turnover, and the Eagles trying to move in the right direction here. Ball tightrope the far sideline. Bell wants a foul or the ball. Either one, gets neither. Jumper on the baseline for Hubbard is good, and that stops a lot of momentum right there for the Eagles. 18-7 lead now for Holy Innocents. Long pass over the top. Finds the intended target. And the sub and Weatherspoon. Shot no good, and a rebound for Hubbard. Hubbard running the floor. Future Bulldog bounce pass to Shuttle. Shuttle kicks it back out. Mid-range jumper to Rachel, no good. She gets it back. Floater from 4 feet is good.
Holy Innocents does such a good job turning the basketball back, defense to offense, really looking to early up, throw the ball ahead, attack, play to numbers, then crash the boards once they get those early opportunities.
Ball on the floor. for Streeter. Hands it off to Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon, far corner. There's a spark plug in Austin. Austin knocks down a three-pointer. Deficit now cut to 20 to 10. Holy Innocents led by as much as 13. Dribbling all the way into the rack. And an easy foul off the left hand of Kennedy Shuttle. She'll go to the line to shoot two. 1:40 remaining in this first frame.
Columbia foul on number 34, Shakur Kim.
We're here at Norcross High School in the House of Blue. No blue crew for this contest, but they'll be rocking and rolling later on in this classic. Norcross will take the headlines in the conclusion on Saturday night. Their boys team will take on Holy Spirit Prep. And Coach, I don't know what your obligations are. Your schedule looks like tomorrow night, but at 8 p.m. I know exactly where I'm going to be. This place will be rocking and rolling to conclude this inaugural classic.
Well, I will be home with family back in Fort Myers, but I might pick up the broadcast.
It will be incredible for sure. Between the circles with the basketball, Skeeter. Skeeter bounce pass on the left wing for Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon turns face to basket, kicks back out up top to Spivey. Spivey dribbling right side, all the way into the right block, picks her dribble up, kicks back out to Austin. Austin dribbling right wing. Comes back out, needs some help for Skeeter. Skeeter, left hand, bounce pass to Weatherspoon. Eagles running the offense here. Dribble drive right side, turn it over. Hubbard comes away with it. Hubbard coast to coast, all the way in, left hand. A little bit of contact, and she'll get the foul after the no bucket.
Almost took her time too much there, looking over her shoulder that whole way. I think she could have accelerated and gotten the three-point play there.
Hubbard will toe the line. 12-point lead for the Golden Bears. First one right through. What impresses you early here over the first period or so of the 5'9" Georgia commit?
I think she's smooth. She just kind of has that natural feel for the game on the floor, knows where to be, seems to be in the right place at the right time. Not overexerting, but just ends up with the ball in her hands in the right place. They're so good at getting her long outlets, too, and getting their transition break going.
As a call it double dribble, call it traveling, call it what you want, but it's definitely a turnover there for the Eagles as Michaela Spivey got caught in the air with nothing to do with the ball. Golden Bears with the basketball here. Looks like Columbia's going to stall a little press, and Nicole Dixon will counter that, bringing another ball handle in Rachel Shuttle. Nicole Dixon's got an interesting story. She literally moves from one end of the region to the other, from one rival to the other. She's now the head coach of Holy Innocents in her second year, but not too long ago she was the head coach, or she was coaching, I should say, at Wesleyan. As we'll see Wesleyan in game 2 of day 2 following this contest. And trying to meet those high expectations for the Lady Bears program as they're off to a great start, 7-1, eyeing that 2017-18 state championship.
Yeah, when you read about her, you understand, like, she really learned how to win at Wesleyan and was the head softball coach as well. But this opportunity to come to Holy Innocents and be a head basketball coach was really important to her.
Sweat left wing, good. Second three ball knocked home for the Bears, and they have their biggest lead of the contest, 27-10. Seconds remaining for the Bears. They might try to get something off here. Clock winding down, 2-2-1 press again. Home run pass over the top, and that will clear the outfield wall. You don't get any runs or points for that here inside the gymnasium, but that's going to be your first quarter score. 27-10, Holy Innocents. No snooze button for them. They've come out strong as what we expected as one of the best teams in that state rankings. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more here at the House of Blues for the inaugural Hawks-Naismith 2017 Classic here on SUV TV.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast.
Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My adults will be the best in 4 years.
The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for serious athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, Stat Row, Youth Sports Highlights Whenever, Wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, inside Norcross High School at the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic. I'm just Matt Mahoney. She's Nikki Collin, the head coach of the Atlanta Dream. Joining us here as part of this celebration of basketball here in the Atlanta area. We've got 8 games on tap for today. The women coach and I will handle the 2 girls games to start with, and then they'll turn things over to the boys this afternoon. Here to start the second quarter for Holy Innocents with the basketball. 3-ball left corner, rattles off, no good. Big offensive rebound there for Washington. Puts it back up a second and a third time, no good, but she'll get rewarded with her hustle and go to the charity stripe.
Yeah, I think when you give up at least 3 offensive rebounds in a possession, good things are going to happen if you're the offensive team. Defensively, sitting in that zone, maybe not a bad idea, but you got to check people in the zone. Holy Innocents bigger than Columbia.
It's interesting because at the starting lineup or even warm-up, you thought maybe Columbia could get some good looks with their size inside, but tip your hat to Nicole Dixon for Holy Innocents. She's went with a taller lineup, maybe more athletic, with not just wing players, but at the 4 and the 5 positions. She's cashed in on the offensive glass. Second free throw bounces out, no good. Shining star for the Eagles in this contest so far. Chantrice Austin with that rebound and is chased out of bounds in the turnover coming toward the Golden Bears.
Well, the Bears are coming. Make or miss, they're going to run after. They're going to play a little feast famine and really attack you defensively. So you just can't hang on to the ball for too long. You got to move the ball against this Holy Innocents defense.
Great ball fake, 1 dribble pull-up jumper, no good there for Rachel Shuttle. Again, another offensive rebounds for the Bears. Shuttle gets it back up top inside, kicks out to Kennedy. Kennedy puts it on the floor, left hand into the paint, might have had a block. It did, get it back, left hand, left it short, no good, but again, she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
And once again, 3 offensive rebounds. The zone is getting misses, but you've got to turn misses into defensive rebounds.
First one for Kennedy Shuttle. No good. We played about a minute left in this minute into the second quarter. 27-10 your score. This whole classic filled with not only quality players but quality prospects that look to punch their ticket to the next level. And you're looking at Kennedy Shuttle, who is going to be, every sense of the word, a student athlete going to the University of Penn. Now we get a substitution for the Penn signee. And checking in will be number 21, Jillian Hollingshead. So again, that's more of that tall, athletic lineup we'll see for the Bears. More 2-2-1 press. Hubbard at top of it. Creating a trap. Pass across the way. That is wildly out of bounds, and another turnover going against the Bears. Going for the Bears, I should say.
Yeah, it just creates a nervous energy for Columbia to know they're coming on every possession. Makes you throw it a little sooner than you want to throw it, a little higher than you plan to throw it.
Hand off to Hubbard. Hubbard loves the left hand. Dribbles into the arc. Shovels it back out. Shuttle. Spin move into the lane. Gets it back to Hubbard. Hubbard puts it up and good. Hubbard's flirting with double figures here in just the first half. Eagles struggling to get the ball across midcourt. There's a jump ball into the front court. Last touch by Shuttle. That's Kennedy. And Eagles will keep possession. Chantrice Austin does have the hand for the Eagles. She'll run the point. Working on Hubbard. Looking for some help. On the perimeter, gets a screen. Through Weatherspoon, picks up her dribble. Now finds Adams. Adams, she'll launch a long three-pointer, and it's nothing but net.
3-point basket by Mercedes Adams.
Mercedes Adams, 5'2" senior, lets it fly. Holy Innocents beats the press with a wide-open layup alongside. No good. Adams gets the rebound. Tied up on the interior. Kemp is going to help out, and now we get the alternating possession arrow that will go the Eagles' way.
Columbia hits that 3, allows them to set their zone press, but Holy Innocents does a good job going over the top. Good clean pass down the floor. Just missed layup, missed opportunity.
Austin and Adams, 2 guards handling the basketball in the backcourt. Yo-yo in the pass, back and forth. Now to get into the interior. Hubbard steps in front of an interception. Hubbard dribbling into the front court. Untouched all the way into the lane. Easy left-handed layup.
And if nobody stops you, you keep going.
32-13 your score. Holy Innocents out to their biggest lead of the contest, as they have exploited Columbia offensively. And now another turnover. Hubbard into the front court. Left side. 3-ball, catch and release. No good for Katie Brown. Rebound. Rachel Shuttle puts it up, no good. Offensive rebound now for Kennedy Shuttle. She'll go up against the block. It's no good. Offensive rebound here for Hollingshead. It's no good either, and a 4th offensive rebound. Kennedy Shuttle wants to reset just a little bit here. On the dribble is Brown. Back out to Hubbard. Hubbard wants to reset. She'll call a play between the circles. Plenty of time left on the shot clock. Hubbard threw a couple of screens. Pull-up jumper, 15-footer, left it long, no good. Another offensive tip in the neighborhood is Hollingshead, and referees will clear things out. That's the one thing about no shot clock in high school basketball. You get that 50-50 out-of-bounds ball, and if you've had 5 or 6 offensive rebounds in a row, the Zebras will just change the pastures a little bit.
Yeah, I know it's an expensive proposition for states to, require shot clocks, but it makes for better basketball. You get away from the 2 and 3 minute stall game tactics late in games. It's just much more pure. And I suppose that's an opinion.
Holy Innocents on the offensive side. Katie Brown off to Hubbard. Hubbard for 3, off the front of the rim, back of the glass, and down through the hoop. Hubbard now in double digits in this first half. Crosses the threshold with 11 of the team's 35. They lead by 22. Dribbling baseline is a post player in Kemp. Hits it off the bottom of the glass, I should say, but she'll be rewarded and go to the free throw line. Shakur Kemp, senior season, playing the 5 position for Eric Bell. She sights, she shoots, and misses.
When I watch Columbia's press break, they're actually doing some good things in terms of flashing someone to the middle and then leaving that diagonal long pass open. It just comes down to timing, snapping that ball, getting it there a little bit cleaner rather than floating it up. They've just not connected on that pass. It's like a quarterback and a receiver that you're running your route and the pass just isn't on the money.
Defensive rebound for Shuttle. Shuttle pushing the floor. Finds her sister Rachel. Rachel knocks home a baseline jumper. And that extends the biggest lead out to 24. Chantrice Austin, junior, running a point. Sticks to the right hand. Down the far sideline. Dribbles through traffic and might have been held, and she was. Columbia will keep it on the left side of the floor. 3:27 remaining in the second period. Columbia trying to muster up some offense to catch back up into this contest. They have found a direct correlation between their wins and losses. And, Coach, you'll know this better than anybody in the building. When they score more than 40 points, they won. Less than 40, they lose. Pretty easy, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
There's a 15-foot jumper, no good. Rebound out to Logan Jackson. Here's another long pass, but it's intercepted. Back come the Eagles in the other direction. Taken down by Austin. Austin. Loose pressure by Kennedy Shuttle. Almost dribbles right into a double team. Now circles back out of it. Here comes a double team and a great deflection and a steal by Kayla Hubbard. All by herself. The right-handed layup is in and good. Showing off her versatility, right?
Yeah, that constant off-ball pressure, reading the defense. Columbia comes off a ball screen. She just steps into the passing lane.
Trapped on the far side is Austin. Finds some help in a teammate with Skeeter. Skeeter back up top to Witherspoon. Witherspoon circles back around, going back over to the hot hand. And Austin, she'll let a long 3-ball go, and it finds the bottom of the net.
Austin, 4-3.
Holy Innocents racing back in the other direction off the inbound. Hubbard, crossover, nice right hand. She'll put back-to-back buckets up and extend a 41-16 lead.
If there's one thing that message from this game. It's like I love the way Holy Innocents gets the ball out of the basket, even on a made basket, gets it out of bounds, looks to throw the ball long. They really get the ball up the floor quickly.
Witherspoon in a tight spot, finds a teammate in Austin. Austin gets it back between the circles. 2-3 zone for Holy Innocents defensively. Lob over top. Now bounce pass inside. Running right into traffic is Spivey. Spivey bounce pass over to her teammate, and Kemp, who misses it. Good board and cleaning things out is Jackson. Jackson finds Hubbard. Hubbard back in transition. Almost had it taken away. They find Kennedy. Kennedy out to Rachel. Rachel near corner for 3. Yes, ma'am.
Rachel Suttle for 3.
You know, once you're up 30 points, there's not a whole lot of pressure on those shots. You know, you just kind of step in like you're in practice, catch and shoot, let it fly.
Is this a point for either one of these teams that you can sort of experiment with that jump shot? If you find yourself open a perimeter and you're maybe not plan A is to catch and shoot 3, let it fly, right?
Absolutely. I mean, work on your weaknesses. You know, both teams, if you're down 30, if you're up 30, you know, what do you have to lose at that point?
Playing time, right?
Yeah, true.
Couple substitutions for Eric Bell as minute 3 left here in the first half.
Yeah, and let me preface that with, if the coach is comfortable with you taking that shot, then you should, of course, take that shot. If that is not your role and she doesn't, or he does not want that to be your role, then you should probably play your role.
I just wanted to put things in perspective.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you weren't giving the green light to the center to let it fly.
Well, I am, but you know, I'm.
There's a foul off the ball against Holy Innocents, so Columbia will reset on the baseline. 41 seconds remaining in this first half.
There's nothing better to me than a stretch 5 who can shoot it. So,
why is the game going to that?
Well, I think the game is just becoming so athletic, and it's all about spacing. And you can only create spacing by putting players on the floor that are versatile inside and out. So having post players that can shoot it, that can pick and pop, that can rise and shoot, you know, just opens things up for your penetrating wings, for, you know, driving lanes. You know, in a game where, you know, we have so much analytical knowledge and statistical knowledge about what are those best areas. It's threes, it's layups, it's free throws. You know, that doesn't mean you're not going to let your mid-range jump shooters take mid-range jump shots, but everybody's learning to play the statistical side of the game, the analytical side of the game.
Long 3 ball there by Chantrace Austin. Couldn't find iron, and so that'll be your halftime horn. Holy Innocents has flexed its muscle here in the first half as they lead 44-16 on game number 1 of day 2 of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic here. Matt Mahoney alongside head coach Atlanta Dream, Nikki Collin. We'll take a break here on SUV TV. We'll come back with more here from Norcross High School at the House of Blue.
The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for Serious Athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights Whenever, Wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
Hi everybody, I'm Sam Crenshaw reminding you about the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Tip-Off Classic. It comes your way December 21st through 23rd at Norcross High School. Here's what the coaches have to say.
when you put those two names in front of something, that it's going to be run first class. The level of competition is going to be very good. Crowds are going to be real good over here. So it's just really exciting for us to be in it and be able to play that first night in it right here. And so, and for me, an opportunity to come back and coach in this facility again is really special.
Attorney Ken Nugent, and I'm Hall of Famer Dominique Wilkins. I'm proud to be teaming up with the Atlanta Hawks Foundation to provide scholarship for kids to attend basketball camp.
The mission of the Atlanta Hawks Foundation is to help Atlanta's youth learn life skills through basketball.
Check out AtlantaHawks.com in the community section.
Get involved.
Ken Nugent, proud partner of the Atlanta Hawks.
Call 1-800-CALL-KEN, spokesperson for Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, attorneys at law, 1355 Peachtree Street Northeast, Suite 1000, Atlanta, Georgia 30309.
The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for Serious Athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, attorneys at law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights whenever, wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
Welcome back to Game Day Live, presented by CBA Sports, part of SUV TV's coverage of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic, hosted right here by Norcross High School. My name is Bo Johnson. I am joined once again by Chad Hubbard, father of Holy Innocents guard forward Kayla Hubbard, committed to UGA. Congratulations once again on that, by the way. That's always a big thing. And sitting in between us is Kayla Pointer, LSU Tiger, former Holy Innocents guard. So, Kayla, for once, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good.
So Chad, our predictions pregame are pretty much coming into fruition as we have what is amounting to a blowout here, 44-16 at halftime, led by Kayla, who has 17 points at the half.
Okay.
We have two other players. The Subtle sisters have 9 apiece, and then Columbia is led by Austin, a guard of theirs, with 10 points. They only have 16 to spread around. So what do they have to do in the second half, Kayla, to maybe maintain this lead?
Holy Innocents?
Yeah.
I think Columbia is really having trouble with the pressure. So I think if they keep up the intensity, force turnovers and get out in transition, they can keep scoring.
Holy Innocents seems like they're playing a lot more fast than Columbia is. Columbia just can't keep up. The only good thing that I've seen that they've done in the first half, the perimeter shooting has actually been pretty good, but they've only hit like 3 3-pointers. That's most of their scoring.
Yeah.
Yes. So it seems to me if Holy Innocents could just kind of lay back and play some defense, make their shots, take the easy ones when they get them, they should be able to ride out to a victory here.
Yes.
Y'all see anything, any other?
I see it that way.
Yeah.
Right on it.
Yeah.
So I want to ask y'all one more time about Hoops for Hearts, Chad, which is a tournament that you're hosting.
Yes, a tournament I'm hosting, trying to raise $10,000 in Kirk Pointer name, her dad. Hoop for Hearts, you get it. We got the American Heart Association. They're gonna be a part of it as well. Trying to bring some attention to heart disease is the number one killer in young black males as well as females from the ages of 37 to like 53. So we want to bring some attention to that. Also, I'm glad Kayla showed her day. She surprised me by coming to the game. As we raise the $10,000, she's going to come back and she's going to award 10 kids $1,000.
Nice. And this tournament happens in April?
Yes, April the 6th through the 8th.
And Kayla, how important is it to you to be involved in this tournament?
It means a lot to me. I'm really happy that Coach Chad is doing this. I know my dad meant a lot to a lot of people, and he impacted a lot of kids' lives. So with Coach Chad hosting this tournament and giving out scholarships is going to mean a lot to those kids and just try to keep his name going.
That's a great thing that you're doing and a great tournament that you're putting on. Yeah. So the LSU Lady Tigers off to a 7-3 start. Haven't played any SEC schools yet. That starts next Sunday, correct?
Yes,
Vandy?
Sir. Yeah, Vanderbilt. Open up Vanderbilt.
So how you feel y'all are going to do going into SEC play?
I think we'll be okay. We got to do better, with our offense, but we're relying a lot on our defense right now, which defense is a good thing to rely on, but
absolutely.
I think if we get more scores and stuff, we can be a better impacted team.
That's fantastic. So what do we look forward to one more time going into the second half of this game by Holy Innocents? Do you keep your foot on the pedal? I mean, this is high school ball, but it's also a showcase tournament. Do you want to keep your foot on the pedal and increase this lead, or does the sportsmanship kind of come into it when it comes to high school sport. You don't want to let the team back in it.
In my opinion, the sportsmanship come in the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter.
There you go. Okay.
When you open the half up, we still playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still playing. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
As you can see within the game, they call them some, some chippy fouls.
Yep.
So I just believe keep playing.
Keep playing your game. Maybe not try to show them up that much, but you don't want to let them back in it. Last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, kind of let up, play some defense.
Yeah.
Get on out of there with that W.
There you go.
Yeah.
So once again, this is SUV TV's coverage of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic. Stay with us after this game. We've got Wesleyan versus Sandy Creek. That's going to tip off at 12 o'clock noon. My name is Bo Johnson. I want to thank Chad Hubbard and Kayla Pointer for joining me at halftime.
Thanks for having me.
And y'all stick around for some basketball this afternoon. It's going to be a fun one.
All right.
We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll get you right back for the second half of Holy Innocents versus Columbia.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast.
Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My dogs will be the best in 4 years.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to inside Norcross High School Gymnasium, better known as the House of Blue, where some serious basketball tradition exists, both on the boys and the girls side. I'm Matt Mahoney alongside Atlanta Dream head coach Nikki Collin. Coach, just a phenomenal event right here that the Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Dream, the Naismith Foundation, the Atlanta Tip-Off Club have just put together here with 32, not just local basketball teams on the high school side, but some of the best high school basketball in the Atlanta area. You came straight from the Junior Hawks Clinic. Talk about the impact that this classic and the foundations and the people involved can have on not only these students, but on the community as well.
Well, I think in general it's really neat that they've allowed the NBA to be involved in something like this. I know they have rules about...
And they just changed those rules from my understanding, yes.
Yeah, so that they were capable of doing this. So to jump on it and create an event like this that brings the youth of the area in with the high school teams and coaches and great programs. You also got college coaches that can come recruit these players. Just a neat event all the way around with good matchups, incredibly good competition, and like I said before, allowing these teams to stay home around the holidays and create it in this market is really exciting for the city of Atlanta.
Definitely want to extend a happy holidays from all of us here, not only in Norcross, but from SUV TV, myself and Coach. Happy holidays to you, wherever you may be tuned in throughout the world out there on internet land. So glad to have everybody aboard. Second half, almost getting ready to start here. Holy Innocents in the crimson and gold uniforms, white letters and numbers. They're going to go right to left in this second half. Meanwhile, Columbia in the mostly white uniform, blue letters and numbers, going to go left to right. It'll be the Bears with possession to start things off as Kayla Hubbard dropped 19 on us in the first half. She controls possession up 44-16 to start this second half. Hubbard between the circles and a man-to-man defense for Columbia. Lob into the free throw line. Back to the glass. There's Jackson. Jackson bounces it to the right side of the lane, puts up a floater, had it blocked out of bounds by Diamond Bunkley. She had 3 points in the first half. First block of the game for her. Baseline possession for the Bears.
And you love it coming out of timeouts, coming out of a halftime. Holy Innocents, Coach Dixon draws up a double drag to a stagger screen away, and didn't work, but fun to see what teams are going to draw up coming out of timeouts.
Austin comes up empty-handed on the steal and the run out. Back comes the Bears the other way. Inside, nice look there and a good dish from the perimeter. And Rachel Suttle sets up her teammate beautifully there in Logan Jackson.
And really a team that shares the ball in general. When you look at their statistics, nobody jumps off the chart in assists, but everybody averages 1.5 to 3.5 assists a game. So they're very willing to share the basketball.
Austin again confident amongst the trees there. Can't get it to go, and the rebound cleared out by the Bears again. This will be Rachel up to Kennedy. Kennedy driving all the way in the lane. Right-handed scoop shot, no good. Lipped out, offensive board for Jackson. She puts it up, no good. Offensive rebound on the other side for Hollingshead. Puts it up. She's now got 3 in the contest, and the lead extended out to 32. I've had to take off my shoes to do this math, Coach. Ran out of fingers.
Even numbers, even numbers.
That does help. So timeout here for Holy Innocents, and head coach Nicole Dixon out to a nice start, 7-1 on the season, and just her second year of the program. Coach, you know this very well. She has a not only very skilled and talented team with 2 players committed to play Division I basketball next year, but a veteran team looking for redemption at that 2018 state championship.
Well, you not only have veterans, but you have a nice mix of underclassmen. Subtle sister, they work well together. Like I said, this is a team that really passes the ball well. They share it. They make the extra pass. They're going to move the ball to the open person, and then they crash the boards incredibly well. They've done such a good job today on the offensive glass. Even on their misses, they're really attacking the glass and getting second, third, fourth opportunities on possessions.
You mentioned the sisters, Rachel and Kennedy, here for Holy Innocents, and I don't know if we can do it justice, but we're going to try our best here, and we want to pass along our sincerest condolences to Kirk Pointer and his family, who unexpectedly passed away of a heart attack last month. His daughter, Kayla Pointer, was a part of this Holy Innocents program last year. She has moved on to LSU, not just playing at LSU. Now she's become a starter in just her freshman year. And, Coach, you know the camaraderie and the chemistry associated with that locker room and with the long bus rides and the overnight trips and the practices. How special was it for somebody like Kayla Pointer, who loses her dad less than a month later? She celebrates her birthday with her teammates on the road in Las Vegas. And, oh, by the way, LSU beat St. Louis, too.
And I'm sure there's a lot of tough moments for her, but having that built-in family, having 13, 14 sisters who have your back and want to cheer you up on a daily basis. And then the commitment to your sport and being involved in a team where you can get your mind off of things, at least for 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
Always really important. And Kirk Pointer, a part of starting Team Elite here, that back-to-back Nike national champions and just done such good things for the AAU in this area.
He co-founded that Team Elite with our pregame and halftime analyst there, Chad Hubbard, whose daughter is Kayla Hubbard out here in front of us, who is signed and committed to go to UGA. So I know the Holy Innocents family is struggling right now, but we just wanted to pass along our condolences, and we hope we can make things better a little bit here for a couple of hours on the broadcast here with SUD TV. So sincerest apologies and condolences to not only the Pointer family, but the Holy Innocents family too, as well. 5:08 remaining in the third quarter. 52-19 is your score. Columbia with the basketball underneath the basket on the baseline, trying to find some sort of offensive momentum here. Launches one out near side. Spivey catch and release 3, no good. Teammate and Streeter try to tip it back out to Spivey, but both collided for the rebound, and somehow the ball ends up in Columbia's lap.
Kind of a fun stat with Katie Brown checking into the game for Holy Innocents, a player who has taken 35 shots this season. 33 of them are from the three-point line. So I think it's like an electric fence out there. She hits the three-point line, and she's going to stop. That's kind of her zone out there.
Brown knocked down another 3 in the first half. And a great weapon to open up that space and that flooring that you're talking about for this Holy Innocents team. Bears trying to beat the press, and they do with the dribble. Back out to the aforementioned Brown. 4-3, left it long, no good. Tipped out of bounds there by big, tall forward. And Hollingshead and Columbia will take over.
And you just love it when you feel like players hear what you're talking about with them up in the broadcast booth and just immediately go down the floor, and the first shot is a 3.
It's almost like you know what you're talking about, Coach.
Yeah, you know.
Rightfully so, the Atlanta Dream has found their head coach in Nikki Collin. We're certainly glad to have you here in the Atlanta area. How about when you look at, you brought up a great point, you look at a stat sheet and get a scouting report for someone like Katie Brown. How much you as a coach is your preference? Do you look at those analytics that you reference, or would you rather do the eyeball test and see them on film or in person?
Well, I think you're going to do both. But when you look at statistics that say basically every shot she shoots is a 3. I mean, there's sometimes a little more balance, or it's 2/3, 1/3. But when you're talking about 98% of the time someone's going to fire the 3, you're going to ask yourself, how do we defend her? And it's not going to take you very long to say, we're going to run her off the arc. So absolutely statistics matter.
Coaches like surefire things too. 98% is pretty surefire, right?
Yeah.
That's how my math works out there. Columbia back the other way, trying to put something together offensively. Physical there for Austin, all the way into the rack, kicks it back out to Spivey. Spivey to Adams up top. In the corner, stolen away by Shuttle. Shuttle 9 points in the first half, yet to score here in the second. Drives all the way into the rack, changes that with a nice right-handed bucket. Count the bucket and the foul. She'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Just had her shoulder down the whole way. It was never cut off, so just kept that shoulder, kept her body into the defense, and was able to go coast to coast.
Changing the forecast for Shuttle, she'll move away from home in Atlanta, Georgia, and head to the University of Pennsylvania next year, and she'll be quite the addition for the Quakers. Am I right there? Quakers, that's right.
Over in Philly. Some good basketball in Philadelphia.
That is true. 3:45 remaining in the third frame. Double teamed and pressured is Austin. Austin turns it over. Shuttle comes away with it. Up the pass to Hubbard. Hubbard left hand off the square and through the circle. Hubbard dropped 20 on us here in this ball game, and she is
pretty effortlessly as well. A lot of layups, a lot of easy baskets in transition. Some that she's created herself, some that her teammates have created for her. But it just goes back to being in the right place at the right time.
Long three-pointer there, misses off the mark, and a air ball that ended up in the lap of the Bears. What's more impressive with Hubbard, the fact that she playing so well in this contest but can do it what looks to be effortlessly. Not that she's not playing hard, it just looks so easy and second nature to her.
Well, and I think when you talk to people about her that have watched her and really scouted her from a college coaching perspective, the thing that people say about her, she's just a winner. She's hard-nosed. She knows how to win. She gets up early in the morning every morning and drives her younger brother over to St. Francis to be back to Holy Innocents in time for school. So just a really committed basketball player.
Columbia in the front court. Trying to figure something out of this tough Holy Innocents team. Lob into the block. Dribbled too far underneath the basket. Puts up a hope, and it's granted by the official with a 2 free throws coming. A little frustrating here for the defense as you get that offensive post player right where you want him and then bailed out with the foul call.
That law of verticality. How many times have we seen that post defender saying, no, I was straight up, and you can watch him on film with the hands forward. You just don't really know what you're doing sometimes.
First free throw there by Kemp is right through and good. She gets onto the stat sheet with all her points coming on the free throws. Air ball on that second attempt, and so it'll be a possession for the Bears. 2:38 remaining in this third period. 59-20, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll have game 2 of day 2 of our inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic contest coming up for you next. Coach and I will have the call on Wesleyan and Sandy Creek. Looking forward to that contest as Holy Innocents and Wesleyan, not only in the same classification, have played a couple of great games in state championships, but they're in the same region. You think Coach Dixon's going to hang around and watch that one a little bit, do some scouting?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. The class of the class.
Nice floater into the lane. Left it short, no good by Austin. Austin had 10 in the first half. Trying to add that total here in the second. Launches a 3 ball, gets pinned between the rim and the glass, and back comes Hubbard and the Bears. Assessing her options, crossover. A little Euro step, and it rolls off the front of the iron through the nylon.
That was as good a possession as I've seen her play this game. Just one dribble at a time, surveying the floor, waiting to see, is somebody going to pick me up and I'm going to have a teammate open? When that didn't happen, took her time, nice Euro step, finished the layup.
Easy turnover here. She'll back the other way. Strong with the left hand, spins it off the glass and good again. Back-to-back layups for Hubbard. And she'll make the trip down 316 and call home Athens, Georgia next year. 63-20 is your score here in the third quarter. Columbia rounding out the clock a little bit here, looking for some hope. Right side for Adams. Adams in the corner, gets it back on the wing. 2-3 zone, bounce pass down low to Kemp. Kemp again dribbles in just too deep underneath that glass. And the Bears come away with a long pass down the way for Hubbard. Kick out right wing, 3-ball for Shea Sweat. It's no good. Offensive rebound, put back up, no good, and now we get a tie up. Tip your hat here to Nicole Dixon, emptying the bench in this contest. She is not only going through her rotation, but getting a lot of quality experience for a lot of her bench in this ball game.
And you never know when you're going to need that experience. You get an injury during a game, an extended injury where you're going to lose someone for 3 or 4 games. Having someone ready to fill roles is important if you want to make a state championship run.
As checking into the game for the first time for the first time in the second half, Jaisha Washington, as well as first time in this contest, Caroline Berkeley getting some quality minutes in this third quarter. Stepping to the line is Jillian Hollingshead, knocked down a free throw in the first half. Looking to do so again here in a second. And I think we have a little miscommunication with those substitutions. So the official going things over with the benches and the coaches. This is where your expertise kicks in, Coach.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I was lost, to say the least. So it appears to be a couple
Some kind
of
of
technical free throws coming for Hollingshead. Knocks them both down. And now 2 more technicals coming on the other side with Columbia, and Chantrice at Austin will have the honors.
So a double technical.
Had to be something with the substitutions. Because I didn't see an altercation or an exchange of words. I think this is a housekeeping issue. Austin, 1 of 2 free throw attempts. And play will resume to our mystery after this timeout by Eric Bell. So maybe he's just confused as the rest of us.
You know, if there was a shot clock, we'd be in a 2-for-1 situation, and it might be fun to draw something up for a 2-for-1, but without a shot clock, you know, hopefully he's just drawing something up to get a good shot for them.
Coach, if you're starting your petition, I'll be the first to sign.
Okay. I'm sure that the schools, if I was willing to donate the money to make it happen,
there you go. Now you're talking.
Like I think that vote would go really quickly.
Now you're talking. So here in the high school ranks, even in the state of Georgia, no shot clock. We live by the quarter clock with each possession. And in this contest, 65-21, Holy Innocents flexing their state rankings against Columbia. 5A school also right here in the 5th region, but a little bit different bag of tricks that Coach Eric Bell's having to deal with. Coach, is your first time to Norcross High School and learning about the program? You look at all the great memorabilia that hangs on the wall here. What's some of the things that jump out to you early as you get to know Atlanta basketball and this storied Norcross basketball program?
Well, I think in general it's just a beautiful facility. You know, when I got here early this morning, I actually drove in a circle around the school and saw the football field and, you know, all the facilities they have here. Diamond DeShields played here.
Yeah.
She should be a top 5 pick in the WNBA draft this year. She's over playing in Turkey, didn't play her final season in Tennessee, so will be in the draft, but coming from playing professionally in Turkey.
You've been coaching for a little bit now. How much has technology changed for you guys and the ability to evaluate and scout, whether for you it was high school to college and now from college to professional?
Oh my gosh, scouting is everything at the professional level. Your attention to detail, your ability to take away player tendencies. Are they a left shoulder turn in the post? Do they drive right? An isolation situation. So, and you know, you mentioned it before. Some of that is being able to look at a statistical analysis, but some of it's still the eye test. Some of it really is you're not going to believe it until you see it, and the context that you're seeing it in, rather than just seeing numbers. But the numbers are huge. You have to play tendencies. You have to take away opponents' best plays, opponent's best players. So, I mean, it's all in your preparation, but I think it's a huge, huge part of really college and even more so in the pro game.
Holy Innocents closes out the quarter there with a nice ball movement, and the beneficiary was Shea Sweat with the bucket. Majority bench players on the floor for Holy Innocents as they extend now a 67-21 lead. We're going to take a quick break. We will come back for the final frame between Holy Innocents and Columbia here on SUV TV.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
Hi everybody, I'm Sam Crenshaw reminding you about the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Tip-Off Classic. It comes your way December 21st through 23rd at Norcross High School. Here's what the coaches have to say.
When you put those two names in front of something, and it's going to be run first class. The level of competition is going to be very good. Crowds are going to be real good over here. So it's just really exciting for us to be in it and be able to play that first night in it right here. And so, and for me, an opportunity to come back and coach in this facility again is really special.
They start the fourth quarter with just 6 minutes on the clock. And a 67-21 lead is rightfully so. Nicole Dixon will use some of her reserve players to close out this contest.
So is that like Georgia's version of kind of a running clock?
I will take your word for it. That was the first time I've ever seen that too as well. So Hubbard, along with the reserves, gets a turnover off to her teammate and Kennedy Shuggle. She'll put it in and good. So folks, get regrouped. We'll have game 2, which will feature Holy Innocents' rival in Wesleyan. They'll take on Sandy Creek. Coach and I will have that call. Don't go far here on SUV TV. We'll toss things back over to the set inside just outside the gymnasium on the other side. A lot of festivities going on here. So fans, if you're in the area, come on out. There's Hawks marketing team is here with halftime contest, a lot of recognitions, freebies. College Football Hall of Fame is in the house too as well. So a lot of great things to do on a Friday afternoon as you get prepared for the holiday season.
Another Hawks Junior Clinic tomorrow morning at 8:30 again.
Columbia trapped in the corner, trying to get out of it. The kick out, 3-ball for Adams. Rattles out, no good. Defensive rebound for Washington. Finds Hubbard. Hubbard pushes the floor, outnumbered. Across to her left, spin move, back to her left, puts it in, good. That's a big-time move right there.
Yeah, just consistent, patient, reads the defense, doesn't rush, and then gets her shoulders square. Does such a good job. Strong frame, uses her shoulders, gets them square, and finishes.
I think rightfully so. Appropriately ranked in the recruiting class of 2018, and kudos to her and her dad and her family for capitalizing the opportunity, and she'll have a beautiful chance to shine even more headed down to Athens, Georgia next year. But I'm sure her and Coach Dixon have
unfinished business.
Bigger plans
definitely
for sure.
Unfinished business
between now and Athens. They look quite strong, and again, their only loss, 7-1, staring at 8-1, is against that Buford powerhouse school up the road down Buford Highway, who was off to a tremendous start on the girls' side this season until yesterday, where they ran into, you can call it whatever you want to, 1A, 2A, 3A versus 5A, but those are two really talented basketball teams, and Collins Hill and Buford going head-to-head yesterday in this Holiday Classic, and Collins Hill came out on top 56-48 to give Buford's first loss of the year. So you think about it, it's the best of the best, and that's Holy Innocents' only loss so far this season against the likes of Buford and Collins Hill.
And I'm sure that was considered an upset to everyone but Collins Hill. I'm
Correct.
sure they went into the game believing they were going to win, but from an outside perspective, clearly an upset in this state.
And ironically, we'll get to it next game, but Wesleyan's only loss was also against Buford too as well. So Buford's beat some pretty good teams in the Atlanta area so far. Towing the free throw line is Rachel Shuttle in double digits with a bucket here in the second half. Misses the first. She'll still get an opportunity for the second. She sights, shoots, and this is offensive rebound for Washington. Puts it up and good. Under 4 remaining, and Holy Innocents has this game within their hands. Columbia working the dribble with Austin. Austin in the rack and good. She's at double digits now for the Eagles.
Loving that step-up screen, though. There, the ball screen to the baseline.
Shuttle sisters shoveling it back and forth. We get a blocking foul that goes against Adams. It'll be her second, team's third. Let's try that again. Her second, team's fifth. Maybe I hit this snooze button one too many times a day.
I certainly wanted to.
Ball rattling around. Coming away with it is Adams. Needs some help, but turns it over. Kennedy puts it in and good. 75 points on the board now for Holy Innocents. Just a little bit more than 3 minutes remaining. Coach, as you wrap this game up, we'll put you in the shoes of Nicole Dixon. What's your message to the team afterwards, and how do you get ready moving forward?
I think they did what they had to do today. I mean, they played hard. They made open shots. They really got on the offensive glass. So, I think her message is just we've got to keep getting better. You're not going to necessarily grade this game out when you get in a blowout situation, but your goal as a coach is to be better the next day than you were the previous day. So one day at a time, I'm sure, is the message she preaches, one day at a time.
3 starters check out there for Holy Innocents, welcomed by a nice round of applause from the Bears fans. As checking in for the first time will be Inslee Diaz, 5'9" freshman, checking into the forward position. Also Renee Davis, freshman, checking in too as well. Under 3 minutes remaining. And you got to think just the opposite. If you're Eric Bell at Columbia, you ran into a monster today and you probably didn't perform as well as you like to, but you're able to take away some things if you're Eric Bell.
Well, I think you're showing your team where you want to get to. You're building a program. It's going to take steps. It's going to take good players. It's going to take getting younger players being more ready when they get to Columbia. But you learn a lot in losses. You certainly learn as much in losses as you do in wins, because it forces you to step back and reevaluate and what could I have done better. And so I don't think there's any doubt that they knew this was a David versus Goliath type matchup. But, they've continued to play hard. I haven't seen any attitude from any of their players. They put their heads down here and there. I think that's pretty natural, but they keep playing. I haven't seen them arguing with one another, so I think he's got the right attitude with his group.
Holy Innocents with the basketball out of the timeout. Dixon trying to set up some of her reserves here. At the point guard is Berkeley. Berkeley shovels it off to Diaz. Diaz, top of the circle. Right side for Reddy. Reddy tosses out of bounds, and Columbia will take over. Today, day 2 of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic. Got a long list of basketball games on tap for you today. This is just the first of 2 girls contests. Second one will take place right after this between Wesleyan and Sandy Creek. Then the boys will take over, and we've got some great basketball action for you, all coming up for you on SUV TV. Woodward Academy versus South Gwinnett, Mount Bethel Christian and Holy Innocents, Grayson versus Discovery. Then we'll finish out the nightcap with Duluth and St. Francis. So again, if you're in the neighborhood, come on by Norcross High School. Great event hosted by the Hawks and Naismith Foundation, as well as the Atlanta Tip-Off Club. Floater into the lane, left it short. Did Austin racing back the other way. is ready. Otherwise, if you don't want to deal with the rain and the weather, much like Coach has done since her time here in Atlanta, stay at the house, sit on the couch, and pull us up on SUV TV. Columbia on a run out here. Right-handed right of the layup. No good for Malika Weatherspoon. Comes back wholly in the other way. Minute remaining. More ball possession for the Bears. Jumper no good, but clobbered on the play is Jade Dodd-McGinnon. So she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Definitely earned that trip to the stripe.
Number 13, Diamond Buckley. Dodd-McGinnon on the line shooting 2 shots.
Not that any player ever thinks they've ever fouled, but that one was pretty clear.
What's your take on the palms up guy? You know, every time something happened, palms up. Wasn't me. It wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I tell you, some of the best players in the WNBA, I don't think they've fouled ever. And they're the same ones that think that they're fouled on every touch.
Absolutely,
you know.
absolutely.
So I always think that's kind of funny. Like they're never going to put their hand up and say, yeah, I fouled, unless they were taking a foul, which you're not going to see a lot at the high school level, but at the pro level, if you haven't met the team fouls, players will take a foul in the open court to keep a team from scoring in transition. And so that's the only time they'll raise their hand, when they want to foul and they want everybody to know that they did indeed foul.
Yeah, save a teammate's playing time. Well, Coach, as we wrap this contest up, wanted to give you the opportunity and thank you for being here. We're so happy to have you here in charge of the Atlanta Dream. We're looking forward to next summer and the season. What can the fans look forward to under the new direction of Nikki Collin?
Well, I think I'm really excited about, and certainly I inherited a team that is incredibly athletic. We plan to play really fast, continue to play fast, but really be disciplined. Be one of the best defensive teams in our league with our length, with our athleticism. So a lot of up-tempo basketball, a little more organized maybe, but great players, great league. Come watch us play. Please come watch us play. I can't say enough about how good our league is, how good our players are, and the story that we're trying to tell.
Well, there's your final horn, as Holy Innocents will come away with a 76-30 victory over top of Columbia High, as the Eagles will fall to now 4-9 on the season. Meanwhile, the Bears will improve to 8-1 as they continue that trek towards some redemption at the state championship. The team that beat them from a year ago on deck next between Wesleyan and Sandy Creek. We'll step aside for a moment here. We'll come back with more coverage of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic here at Norcross High School.